Green.
Good evening. The time right now, 9 o'clock. Lots of developments just in the past half hour. So we are grateful that you are here with us on this Super Tuesday. Good evening. I'm Ashley Rowe.
And I'm Gerald Owens. We have seen races called for Donald Trump and President Biden in the race for the White House, as well as the governor's race between Josh Stein and Mark Robinson. Both men just addressing their supporters right now.
We have crews with both campaigns. Let's begin with Aaron Thomas with the Robinson campaign in Greensboro. Aaron?
Yeah, Ashley, as you can see, it is a lively audience as Mark Robinson just left this stage, just gave his remarks and finished just within the past 2 minutes. His speech actually lasted for about 10 minutes, and he covered a lot of topics. First of all, he wanted to give credit to many of his supporters over this entire campaign. He ended it with saying, quote, let's win in November and let's make this state red. That's something he's been pushing for quite some time. He also talked about the supermajority in the General Assembly, and he credits that and helping the state be the #1 place to do business. I want you to take a listen to what he wants to focus on as he races on to November.
Right in this general election, we're not going to allow these folks to drag this campaign into the mud. Those who want to go into the mud, feel free. Where we're going is we're going towards the substantive issues that all North Carolinians face. The things that will make North Carolina great, that will take her to her next level of success. What are those things? Those are those important things, education and our economy. Those are the things we're going to focus on.
And champion Medicaid expansion here in North Carolina.
Yeah, and Mark Robinson also did not waste any time taking jabs at his Democratic opponent, Josh Stein. Let's send things over to his camp over in Raleigh, where Josh Stein is giving remarks at this moment.
And let me be clear about reproductive health care, contraception, IVF, and abortion. As governor, I will veto any further restrictions on women's reproductive freedoms. I believe that those decisions are deeply personal and must be made by the woman with her doctor and her loved ones, not by a bunch of politicians like Mark Robinson. I've been called to public service by my faith and my family. My faith teaches me that we are each called to do our part and to make a difference. My parents raised my brother, my sister, and me to stand up for what's right, just like they did. And my folks, Jane and Adam, are here tonight. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Well, there you have Josh Stein, and hearing from both Stein and Mark Robinson some of the main campaign issues, abortion and the economy, something we're going to hear for the next several months.
Isn't it interesting? As you can tell, they are both now dead set on the general election, both of them taking jabs at each other in their acceptance speeches tonight. That's
right. Looking straight forward. Dan and Laura over there at the big board, guys, you want to talk about some congressional races?
Yeah, we have some of these candidates out there giving their speeches and claiming victory, while others are biting their nails and waiting to see.
Close to call.
Right, District 1, very close.
Right. So Lori Buckhout is a political newcomer to North Carolina. She's running for the 1st district, which the Democratic incumbent for that is Don Davis. He doesn't have a challenger, so there's no primary, Democratic primary, just Republican. She is facing Sandy Smith, who has run for this seat a couple times before, unsuccessfully against Davis. Some of the Republicans were hoping to pick a different candidate this time. They thought they might have more luck. However, it's up to the voters, not the folks with the checkbooks. And right now, as you can see, it's only about 1,000 votes apart out of nearly 30,000 votes. So it's a pretty tight race. And we still haven't seen some of the big population centers reporting in yet. So, there's a long way to go in this race.
As we look a little bit further down the future in District 1, it was always kind of a stronghold for Democrats. Don Davis will be seeking re-election for his first time. Do Republicans think that they have a chance in the general there?
They absolutely do, and that's because when the maps were redrawn this session by state lawmakers, they redrew one used to slightly favor a Democrat, and now I think it's pretty close to even, or it might slightly favor a Republican. So they're hoping that they can make some inroads up there and take another seat. You might remember for the last 2 years, our congressional delegation has been 7-7, Democrats and Republicans. It's now going to be 10 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and 1 toss-up.
Right. So talking about redrawn districts, one of the most controversial redrawings was in District 13,
yes,
which was new and then redrawn. I say it kind of looks like a Pac-Man now, the way that it forms itself around the area. This is a huge heat. We got a bunch of different candidates. What's the outlook there?
The outlook here is we're still waiting for results from Wake County, Johnston County. Those are the biggest population centers, so we really don't know at this point. But from the counties, the smaller counties that are a part of this race, we know Kelly Daughtry is apparently holding on to about a 5% lead over Fred Von Cannon, Brad Knott. Both of these contenders, Von Cannon and Knott, might do better in Wake County. Devon Barber, very strong candidate in Johnston County. So,
really quickly, do we expect this to go to a runoff, you think?
Oh, I think it's going to have to, probably.
Absolutely. All right, Mark Boyle is in the Live Center, taking another step back, looking at some of the national races.
Well, Dan, right now, live look down in Palm Beach, starting things off, still waiting to hear from Donald Trump. Has not happened as of right now. NBC News has projected Trump sweeps the first 9 states. He has picked up many states, looking like that's going to tick over a dozen here shortly, and hundreds of delegates along the way. All of the states in red either have gone to Trump or NBC News is projecting they, in fact, will. Off to the west, of course, those polls are still open this evening, still a couple of hours to go. In the state of North Carolina, only 34% those precincts reporting right now. But of the vote, just to give you an idea of where things stand here in the state of North Carolina, Donald Trump, the vote count 413,000 to Nikki Haley, 129,000. A huge gap right there, 74% to 23%. Again, that key percent, 34%, is reporting a lot to go here tonight. Back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. And don't forget, results will be updated in real time, scrolling at the bottom of your screen and on WRAL.com throughout the night.
Elena Tillett and Chris Levengood will have another live update on the results as they come in right here on WRAL News Plus at 9:30. Let's go over now to WRAL News Plus anchor Grace Holland with a look at some of the other headlines we're watching tonight. Grace.
Thanks, Gerald and Ashley. We actually just got some new video into the newsroom within the